Imagine dying in battle, your last breath fading as darkness closes in, and then lightning. You awaken not as the person you once were, but as something greater, forged by a god, clad in celestial armor, immortal. This is the fate of the Stormcast Eternals, the divine warriors of Sigmar, sent from the heavens to wage war across the mortal realms. But their immortality hides a terrible secret, because every time they die, they lose a piece of themselves. Today we're diving deep into the lore, armies, heroes, and battlefield tactics of the Stormcast Eternals, the lightning-forged champions of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Long ago, the mortal realms were nearly consumed by chaos. Civilizations fell, gods retreated, and the forces of darkness spread across the realms unchecked. But one god refused to surrender, Sigmar Heldenhammer. From his celestial kingdom of Azyr, Sigmar gathered the souls of the greatest mortal heroes, warriors, kings, rebels, and champions who died fighting against darkness. At the moment of their death, their souls were taken to the anvil of apotheosis, a divine forge where Sigmar himself reshaped them into something new. They were reborn as the Stormcast Eternals, towering warriors clad in gleaming sigmarite armor, each one stronger, faster, and far more resilient than any mortal soldier. And when the time came to reclaim the realms, Sigmar unleashed them like a thunderstorm. They descended from the heavens in bolts of divine lightning, striking chaos armies with overwhelming force. This event became known as the Realmgate Wars, the moment the Stormcast Eternals first marched to war. But immortality comes with a price. When a Stormcast warrior dies in battle, their body dissolves into lightning, and their soul returns to Azyr. There they are reforged once more upon the anvil of apotheosis, stronger, sharper, ready for battle again. But every reforging takes something from them, a memory, an emotion, a fragment of their humanity. Some forget their families, some forget their past lives entirely, and the oldest Stormcast sometimes struggle to remember why they fight at all. This slow erosion of the soul is known simply as the flaw, the tragic curse at the heart of the Stormcast Eternals. Yet even knowing this fate, they continue to fight, because without them, the mortal realms would fall. The Stormcast Eternals are not a single army. Instead, they are organized into vast military orders called Stormhosts. Each Stormhost has its own identity, traditions, and colors. Some are noble defenders of civilization. Others are relentless crusaders who show no mercy to the enemies of Sigmar. Every Stormhost is commanded by a Lord Commander and divided into specialized formations called Chambers. These chambers determine how Stormcast fight on the battlefield. The most common are the warrior chambers. These form the backbone of the Stormcast armies. At the front line stand the Liberators, heavily armored warriors who hold the line against overwhelming enemies. Then come the devastating Annihilators. These elite warriors descend from the heavens like living meteors, smashing directly into enemy formations. Other chambers serve different roles. The vanguard chambers act as scouts and fast hunters, striking deep behind enemy lines. The extremist chambers ride into battle atop powerful draconic beasts. And one of the newest formations to return to war is the mysterious Ruination Chamber. These are ancient veterans who have fought and died countless times. They once withdrew from the battlefield to live in silent monasteries known as bleak citadels. But now they have been called back to war, because a new threat is rising. Stormcast warriors rarely fight alone. Across the mortal realms, they have formed powerful alliances with strange and magnificent creatures. Many Stormcast ride into battle alongside griff beasts, fierce hybrid creatures that combine the strength of lions with the speed of birds of prey. Even more powerful are the draconic, descendants of the god beast Dracothyon. These majestic dragon-like beings fight beside Sigmar's armies as trusted allies. Together, they bring the fury of the storm to Sigmar's enemies. On the battlefield, Stormcast armies rely on one major advantage: they can strike from the heavens. Through their connection to the celestial realm, Stormcast units can deploy from the sky using the ability known as Scions of the Storm. This allows them to appear exactly where they're needed, crashing into battle in thunderous lightning strikes. Some units focus on holding territory with incredible resilience. Others act as shock troops, smashing through enemy lines with devastating power. This combination of durability and explosive assaults makes Stormcast one of the most flexible armies in Age of Sigmar. But mastering them requires strategy. A Stormcast commander must decide carefully which warriors fight now and which remain in the heavens, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Among the Stormcast Eternals are some of the most legendary warriors in the mortal realms. One of the most powerful is Krondys, the son of Dracothyon. Krondys is an ancient sorcerer dragon whose magical mastery can summon devastating storms and cripple entire enemy armies. Then there is Yndrasta, the celestial spear. Yndrasta is Sigmar's ultimate monster hunter. Her divine spear, Thengavar, was created to slay the largest and most terrifying beasts in existence. Wherever monstrous horrors rise in the realms, Yndrasta follows, and the monsters rarely survive. Supporting these heroes are powerful battle mages known as the Knights Arcanum. Their mission is to hunt down dangerous magical phenomena, especially the destructive magical entities known as endless spells. Together, these heroes lead Sigmar's armies in the war for the mortal realms. Stormcast Eternals are often described as Sigmar's hammer. They are the weapon the God King uses when the fate of entire realms is at stake. They descend from the sky, strike with overwhelming force, and refuse to fall, even when death claims them again and again. But beneath the shining armor and divine lightning, they are still echoes of mortal heroes, warriors who sacrificed everything to protect a future they may never fully remember. The Stormcast Eternals are more than soldiers. They are the living storm of Sigmar, immortal champions who will fight, die, and be reborn again and again in the defense of the mortal realms. But with every battle and every reforging, they drift further away from the people they once were, and one day there may be nothing left. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Warhammer Age of Sigmar lore, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more Warhammer content, and let me know in the comments. In the next video, we dive into the brutal world of the Slaves of Darkness. Until next time, stay legendary.